Good afternoon and welcome back to the Snakebite. I'm Andrew Pauling.
And I'm George Conley. Here's what happened in the past week for Moccasin Athletics. The women's soccer team improved to 3-1 on the season after splitting their 2 games in Mississippi over the weekend. The Mocs picked up a 2-0 win against Delta State to earn their 3rd shutout victory in their first 4 games of the young season. The team is back in action tonight at 7:30 in St. Augustine as they take on the Flagler Saints. The Mocs open up conference play this Saturday on the road when they take on Palm Beach Atlantic Sailfish.
The men's soccer team picked up their first win of the season on Friday in their home opener. The Mocs held onto a 1-0 lead after Alberto Diaz knocked in a header in the 19th minute of the game. Our own Jillian Kurtz has more on this story.
Thanks, guys. I'm out here at Moccasin Field with head soccer coach Jason Carlson. And coach, in your first game of the season, you went into double overtime in a tie against Montevello. How does a game like that set the tone for a season?
Yeah, I mean, I think being on the road the first weekend, going up against a strong team, having to push the extra minutes in the first game really hopefully set the guys up that where the fitness level, the work rate needs to be. And, you know, we got out of there with a draw. We were hoping for the win, but, you know, Montevello was a strong team and, you know, we were just happy to stay out healthy.
And you guys picked up your first win of the season on Friday in your home opener. And what was that atmosphere like?
Oh, it was great. The fans, the students were out here. The atmosphere was buzzing, so everyone was loving it. It was really neat to see the students kind of getting behind the guys. I know that it meant a lot to them. And then, you know, Limestone is such a strong team, you know, consistently in the NCAA tournament. So to be able to get a result against a team like that at home, it really made it a great home opener.
And up next, the team will take on Palm Beach Atlantic this Saturday to open up your conference play. And what will you be doing to prepare for that matchup?
You know, Palm Beach Atlantic's one of the top teams in the country year in and year out. And so I think our guys know that. We're confident that our guys every day at training this week are going to show up ready to prepare. You know, you got to play your best to beat a team like PBA, and I think our guys are aware of that. We got a lot of older players that'll hopefully be taking the charge into training this week and getting us ready physically and mentally.
And what is the main thing you've seen the team improve on throughout your first 4 games?
You know, I think the guys are really getting to know each other. About half our team is new, and the older guys are really taking the younger guys underneath their wing and kind of bringing them into the team, into the program. The younger guys are really stepping up. The group of freshmen we have are working hard. I think they're seeing the standard and expectation that's there. So that's really been neat to see as the guys have come closer together these last few weeks.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Coach, and back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Jillian. The team's conference opener is scheduled for this Saturday at 7 p.m. right here at Moccasin Field.
In volleyball news, the Mocs fell to 2-5 on the season after dropping 2 of their 3 contests in the USC Aiken Invitational over the weekend. In their victory against Lee, Erica Ronda led the team with 12 kills, while Rachel Martin added 10 of her own. Rhonda and Beatrice Formalin led the team with 18 and 16 digs, respectively, in that matchup. The girls open up their conference play on the road this weekend when they take on St. Leo this Friday at 7 and will travel to Eckerd for a 3 p.m. match on Saturday.
The cross-country teams competed in the UF Mountain Dew Invite last Saturday in Gainesville. On the men's side, the Mocs finished 6th out of the 31 teams, while the women finished in 11th out of the 35 teams. Junior standout Mason Jones finished in 14th with a time of 26 minutes and 13.6 seconds, while Josh Wagner took 24th with a time of 26 minutes and 26.4 seconds. Sarah Zamat paced the women as she finished in 14th, setting a new personal record with a time of 18 minutes and 44.3 seconds. In women's golf news, the Mocs had 3 different players record top 10 finishes in the Lady Falcon Invitational. Amanda Gartrell finished 2nd with a +7 overall score, and she was closely followed by Lauren Perez, who finished at +8, and Lacey Tucker, who came in at 12 over. As a team, the Mocs finished 2nd in the tournament. On the men's side, Chris Fosdick was named the SSC Men's Golfer of the Week after he finished 5th in the St. John's University Doc Geimler Classic this weekend in New York. The team played at historic Bethpage Golf Club on Long Island.
Fosdick becomes the first Mock to earn a weekly conference honor this year and finished one stroke off from coming away with a medal in his first college tournament. The Mocs finished 6th out of 14 teams, 12 of which were Division I programs. Now, Andrew, you had a chance to talk to Chris earlier this week. Tell me a little bit about that interaction.
Well, Chris, first off, he's a humble kid. He's a nice kid. He's going to be a great addition to this program and to the school. He's genuinely excited to be here at Florida Southern. That's the vibe that I gathered. He had some offers from D1 institutions up north. He said his preference was to play in Florida. As we both know, golf weather a lot better here in Florida. You get to play year-round, and that was the experience that he really valued. And I think that that's just going to make him that much better, being able to play here year-round. And I'm excited to see what he can do over the next 4 years, especially with the hot start that he's on now.
Sure, and switching gears to men's soccer, big home opener on Friday. We were both there. You were down on the sideline taking photos. What did you gather from being down there?
The energy was extremely high. The crowd was excited. It was packed there. I had never shot soccer before. I'd never been on the sideline for a men's soccer game, so that was interesting to me just to see how energetic they were, how excited the crowd was. I mean, I wasn't exactly sure what to expect with it, but they've had some tough luck early on. They did pick up that win. They're going to be back at home again this Saturday, and we hope the home crowd can kind of help them flip things around. The season's still fairly young, and they do have a chance to make a turning point this weekend.
Sure, and as we spoke about earlier, Mason Jones setting that big PR on the 8K run this weekend in Gainesville. What are your thoughts for his upcoming year in both cross country and track?
Well, as you know, the two-sport athlete, Mason Jones, he's a phenomenal athlete. Just flat out, the guy is in great shape year-round by doing cross-country and track. And I play pickup volleyball with Mason. He's a nice kid, and at the same time, he works extremely hard. He's done very well through his first 2 years here, and I think these upcoming 2 years, this year and next year, are only going to be even better than the 2 years prior.
And one more question for you, Andrew. Volleyball has struggled a bit in their first couple of tournaments, but what do you see for them for the rest of the season?
Well, I wouldn't hit the panic button yet if I'm the volleyball team. We heard Coach Keene the other week on our show. He said that the main problem with the group is that they just haven't played together enough yet. They lost some key contributors last season, All-Americans Nicole Madsen and Bethany Bazanzane not returning as they both graduated. And those are some very big shoes to fill. And I think that's been part of the problem is some people might be trying a little bit too hard in that regard to fill those shoes. The season is still young enough for them. We've seen some moments of brilliance collectively from the group, and it's just a matter of them being able to put that together on a more consistent basis, which is something that by seeing those key moments throughout matchups, I think that they're more than capable of doing.
Sure, absolutely. Great insights all around, Andrew. And that is all from us this week at the Snakebite. I'm George Connolly.
And I'm Andrew Pauling. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you back next week at 3 o'clock.